Good morning. Good Thursday.
Good. Oh, I need a stretch. Ooh, that's nice.
Good Thursday. And welcome
to Thursday.
And welcome to the show. Today we're going to be talking about how to turn your relationship into a relationship, or how to make your relationship an even better relationship.
We are going to make a relation shift.
Ooh, either way, it's going to be a relationship.
Wow.
All right.
That is something Sarit would say God is speaking through me. Oh my gosh, you guys. Welcome to Thursday. And you know what? I'm going to give a reminder. I'm not actually sure how apparent this has been this week now that I think about it, but there will actually be no espresso tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's how we're going to open this conversation.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be on a plane. So
if we could do this show on a plane, we would definitely do it. One day. One day we will. I know that.
Someday. For multiple days. Not one day.
Okay, did you say you wanted some
So yes, tomorrow we'll be on a plane. There will be no espresso. But today we are going to be talking about growth in a relationship, or lack of, and what that leads to.
Lack of thereof.
And what that would lead to. Fran, yes, we will be in Florida because we have to find a place to live.
That's right.
And we have a workshop. So,
before we begin, drop it in the comments and tell us, what is your current relationship status? Single, it's complicated, seeing someone in a relationship, engaged, married, widow. Yeah, but we have new people coming into the show all the time. So what if they missed it?
well, what we know and what we've discovered is that there is every degree. And it's all complicated.
That is true.
In a relationship with self, complicated. Single, complicated. Married,
but like they're
complicated.
giving me like more information. Like Jeanette, married 22 years. Jeanette, I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen you here, but it's great to see you this morning.
Married, separated, working on it.
With the woman of my motherfucking dreams.
Dreams.
Yes.
Exaggerated dreams.
So, like, we're all over the place. That's good. That's good.
And married to my knight in shining whatever. I don't know if that was a typo or that was for real, but that was kind of fun. So you guys are here because you want to personally grow and develop yourself. That is very much what this show is about. I feel like this is not centered. That is very much what this show is about. And it's amazing and it's an incredible thing. And, you know, when you are in a relationship with another individual, in addition to yourself, then the determining factor of, you know, if that relationship is going to be a good, thriving, happy, flourishing relationship. I did not say easy. It doesn't have to be easy to be happy, but is going to be dependent as well on the personal growth and development of that other individual. Or if they care to grow and develop themselves. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sir. Think of an ear.
He licks his paws and it drives Mama crazy. But, you know, the title of this show is called Grow Together or Grow Apart. Because that is what's happening. It's evolution. And as we all evolve, as humans, we evolve physically. There's no avoiding that. But we have the choice to evolve mentally and emotionally. Spiritually to a higher power, or we can not make any effort in our evolution. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. So if you choose to not try to get better, you're getting worse. And that is the growth that happens away from if you're in a relationship. So it's very important not only the growth and development of the pair as a team, but also as individuals, and what are huge contributing factors to that.
Yeah. You know, I feel like all of our relationship conversations are very intertwined because it all comes down to a couple of things: ownership and communication. You know, so last week we talked about basically how to settle a disagreement or how to come to an understanding. But the truth is that you guys, like, the person that you are today is not the same person that you were yesterday, and it's not the same person that you will be tomorrow. You know, the people that you expose yourself to, the society that we live in, you know, the things that you have going on at work, whether we're aware of it or not, it's changing us for better or for worse. And regardless of how it's changing us, what we have to do, you know, in the case that you're in a relationship, is make sure that, you know, you are aware of how your mindset is shifting, that you're having an open communication about it, and that there is alignment with regards to that shift. Because a shift is happening. Most people are just not aware that a shift is happening. So they ignore it. And that's why a lot of people, I heard it so many times, like in other relationships, my previous relationships, you're not the same person that you were when we met.
Oh, yeah.
You're not the same person anymore. You used to be this, you used to be that. Because you're not, like, neither are they. Nobody. I'm not the same person that I was last year. I'm not the same person that I was 5 years ago.
And it's not even realistic to expect that. But I think what they're saying is, you don't make me feel the same way you used to make me feel. I think that's truly that's the unspoken message in that. You're not who you used to be. Yeah, neither are you. And that would be silly to expect that 10 years later. But what they're really saying is, you don't make me feel like I used to feel with you.
And the real question is why? Like, what is the gap? You know, for any of you guys, like, you're not the same person that you were a year ago. You are not the same person that you were when you started your weight loss journey versus when you were now. And that's why sometimes, for some of you guys, if you're getting on your weight loss journey and you're realizing that your close environment, people who are close to you, are not supportive, suddenly you realize that these are all obstacles. So,
you know what I read this morning? Just because you said the word obstacles. The difference between, it wasn't said like this, but this is the thought that I had because of it. But basically, the difference between an obstacle and an opportunity is the way that you think about it.
Yeah.
Is your attitude.
Yeah. But I would say an unsupportive partner when you are like on a quest to transform yourself is an obstacle.
Yeah.
Unless collectively you guys are continuously communicating about it and there is accountability. You can communicate about it and break up and get back together and break up and get back together. The obstacle is still there. If you are on your, like, getting on your weight loss journey and there is this stone in the way, you gotta remove it. Or you gotta break it down into like tiny little pebbles and then like just split the road like Moses split the Red Sea into two parts. But you know, it involves effort. So you're not the same person. Don't strive to be the same person, because if you want to change of any kind, like whether you want to increase your performance at work, you want to, get a promotion, you want a better body, you want a better relationship. To change your life, you have to change your ways.
To change, you gotta change.
If you want to change, you have to change. And change is happening whether you like it or not, whether you're aware of it or not. Most people are not even aware of it. That's why they spit out this, "You used to be a different person when we met." It's true, you were. How many moms do we have in the house? Were you the same person when you were single or just met your significant other versus when you became a mom? I guarantee you not.
It's impossible. It's impossible because now you have a different title.
Right. You have different responsibilities. You have more responsibilities.
Now you have the title of mom.
Yes.
And it requires some more evolution because now you have to take care of a human being.
Yeah.
And let it suck on your tetas.
That sounded really wrong. And
I gotta keep this baby alive.
yeah. So 3 things can happen in a relationship, and remember this.
Only 3 things?
With regards to change.
Okay, great.
Remember this. Wherever you go, there you are.
Wherever you go,
so you
there you are.
So you have to take ownership for anything and everything, for better and for worse. If you're currently in a relationship and you're like, man, it's not like what it used to be, it's probably because you've changed, they've changed, and there's just no alignment. Okay? So, in real life, 3 things can happen, but in order to uplift a relationship or just transform the relationship to a different form of a relationship, for example, you don't have to date, you could just be strangers, you can either grow together or you can grow apart. I think the divorce rate in this country is like 60%.
I got you.
Sometimes I wish we had Lady A here to just answer these questions.
Who? Alexa? Buy me the most expensive thing on Amazon.
I know that Crystal's thing is going off right now. She bought one the other day for her alarm. Sorry, I didn't get that.
I'm having trouble understanding. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Alexa, what is the divorce rate in the United States?
Somebody type it in the comments.
Let's see if you guys get it before us.
People are just gonna, when they hear us say that, they're just gonna start saying,
Oh my gosh.
Stop. Oh my gosh. Yeah, of course. That was the
Christina,
point.
tell us.
What did she say? Ooh, because people would rather quit than work.
Tell us more. She answered 50%. Thank you.
50%.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Lady A.
Anytime we want to ask a question, we're just going to ask yours.
So 50% divorce rate. Think about it, you guys. Out of 2 couples that get married, one of them is not going to last. That's because Erin's changing on the daily. I'm changing on the daily. If you don't, make it a priority to continuously invest in your relationship.
Alexa, how many of those 50% still married are unhappy?
Yes, that's what we're getting to next.
That was more for you guys, not for Alexa.
But I was actually getting to that.
I don't know the answer to that. Oh, mine says 42%. Oh wow, it actually answered. So what does that mean? 92%. That means 8% are happily married. And
No, she said she doesn't know.
oh,
She doesn't know the other question.
I was gonna say, then out of that 8%, how many of those are brand new?
Especially
That's another factor.
y'all lesbians. I know you guys like to get in a relationship after the first date.
That's what we did
too.
But you know what? It's most okay. So I mean, it's a completely different topic, but most of the time you're not in a good relationship with yourself, and you get into a relationship really quick. If you're in a good relationship with yourself, and you're very clear, and you're very aware and in tune with you and who you are, and you can be yourself, and you're okay if the other person doesn't align with you, and it doesn't. You're okay to say, hey, I don't think this is going to work. Like, then going into a quick relationship isn't as big of a deal when both parties are very, very much in a good relationship and a good standing with themselves, independently as separate people.
Because then you bring it to the other entity and it gets magnified.
Yeah.
And, that's why every conversation, every agreement, every disagreement, these are all granular elements to the journey of your relationship. Your relationship is literally just like your weight loss. Nobody who gets on their weight loss journey, at least not the way we teach it, like loses the weight to gain it back. Like, you don't start working out to stop working out. Like, just because you're now at a happy place doesn't mean that now, like, whatever it is that you applied, whatever it is that you've been taught, like, goes to the shitter. The same thing goes for your relationship. So many people, and this is my personal opinion, and I feel like so many people make such a big deal out of their wedding day, but then like they completely like slack on the rest of the relationship. People treat their wedding day as if like, the entire life is a wedding day.
I'm a beautiful princess. Why wouldn't I?
Sorry, go ahead.
That's all I was saying.
Transformation is a process. It's not an event. But in life, people treat transformation as an event. The before and after picture, the wedding dress, the wedding cake. Those are great. And again, this is my own personal opinion because I'm all about like intimacy. Like, I would rather have an intimate wedding that's beautiful with loved ones versus like a massive party where I can't even like connect with people. So again, this is just my own preference. But then, why is the divorce rate so high? And then at least half of the ones who stay married because they're cowards.
They feel obligated.
And they slacked on other areas of their lives, so they end up living together and just hating life. Why is that? It's because they stopped investing in themselves and in the relationship. You are changing every day, whether you like it or not. So at least make it a priority to change for the better. But also make sure that your significant other is, for one, becoming in alignment with your change. Because remember, it's the rubber band analogy, right? If you're going up, there's, oh, wow. I did not mean to do that. There is really only so much that you can stretch the rubber band before it's going to shoot off to another planet. That's funny because I didn't even plan on doing that.
Remember the day I broke a hair tie on the camera and all the girls went, that was a good hair tie. Remember that one?
Yeah. So you have to make it a priority and an obligation to, here's some things that we do, for example, and I know that, again, we're all work in process. So I know that we can still do better, and at least on my end. But for example, for us, it's a non-negotiable to eat dinner together every single night, and just do a recap on our day. How did your day go? What obstacles did you overcome? What great things, what successes happened? Just reflecting on the day together. Of course, if we had any complication or disagreement that day, always, you want to neutralize the situation immediately, because otherwise, remember the storm, it will build up and it creates resentment. I feel like men are so great at compartmentalizing, but women are not. We're a lot more emotional for the most part.
I was writing down reasons why people would stay together in an unhappy relationship.
Can we finish this before?
Oh yeah, I thought you were done. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
The other thing that we do is we go to bed together at the same time every day. Now I know that for some of you guys, you might be working on different schedules. That doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice your entire night's sleep to go to bed with your significant other. But should your schedule align, highly recommend that you do that. And also, make it a priority to spend again, everybody has a different schedule, whatnot, but make it a priority to just be present with them fully for even if it's just 15 minutes every single day. And then, depending on your commitments, whatever, every once in a while, just do something together, whether it's at home, whether it's, out. If you're in California, you can't really go anywhere. We tried to have a date night on Saturday, and our date night included driving down from one town to the next, seeing everything being a ghost town. So then we ended up...
So we could go get Chipotle.
Yeah.
And eat it at home and watch a movie.
Yeah.
Wait, we watched stand-up, actually.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Chris Rock, a very, very offensive in today's world stand-up.
Yeah.
That I laughed my ass off at.
Yeah, it was great. So, your relationship involves just granular investments, because your relationship granularly shifts and changes every single day, because during your day's events, your state is being shifted. Your habits could be shifted, whether you like it or not. Let's say if you guys met when you were in your 20s and you were just starting out your career versus now, I guarantee you that you didn't work nearly as much as you do now. So priorities change, the need for boundaries change. But and that's why the concept of, continuously self-analyzing and assessing is so important, because how can you bring that on into another entity if you don't even know how to just comprehend it yourself? Because remember, to be on the same page, you have to communicate it. But if you don't understand what's going on for yourself in your own life, then whenever you bring it to the other person, it's probably too overwhelming and they don't even know what to do. So making it a priority to continuously stay connected. There's many ways that you can do that, and you have to start where you are. But should you choose to avoid that, I guarantee you that things are going to crash. I saw Mark Fleeg, shout out to you, buddy. He said lying, just drifting apart, not being on the same page, maybe even cheating, or just breakups, relationships. So, as a couple, for as long as both of you guys are alive, you can either grow together or you can grow apart. But it's really up to you to create it. You have to decide to create it. If not, over time, you will end up making decisions based on your life circumstances. Stay together, break up. Break up, but still live in the same house. So you have to make a decision to create the relationship that you want. Otherwise, life is going to do that for you. And stats have shown that if you don't do that, you're going to drift. Okay, go.
Okay. So I was thinking about why do people, if they're so unhappy, why would you choose to stay in a relationship? Now, there are some reasons that are more difficult than others. And I'll just get there's a really serious one where it's an abusive relationship. If it's, physically, and you leave you're afraid for your life. That's really a real thing.
Yes.
And my heart goes to anybody in that situation. And that's a real thing. Other than that, most of them, there's also emotional abuse, which is, I would say, even more dangerous, because I was saying on another Espresso episode, I think it was last week, is where if you get a bruise on your physical body, it can heal. If you get a bruise on your soul, it affects you for longer. And it's more difficult and more work to heal. So, emotion, and I know I'm going to give a shout out to Jeanette Glacier. She has been in this community, complete OG in this community. Hey, Nina, thank you for putting that number if anybody is in that kind of situation. But, being in an emotionally abusive situation is something you just want to get out of immediately. Okay, so other reasons that just flew through my head. Kids. Mm-hmm. Don't want to separate because of the kids, which, sounds in theory understandable. But at the same time, if you're exposing your kids to an unhappy relationship, you're teaching them what a relationship looks like, which is the only kind that they know, which is now unhappy. So then they, in their subconscious, grow up with this. So is it better? Is it not? I don't know. It's probably situational. I don't have kids. I can't speak too much to that. They're scared to leave for whatever reason. Scared because
they're scared that life will
scared
change.
Because they'll hurt that person's feelings. Scared because maybe they're dependent on that person's income and they don't know what they're going to do on their own when they have to be dependent and make money for themselves or go off and be on their own. Maybe they're afraid to be alone. And how many times have we heard we have a friend who would say this all the time, and we're just like, get out of this relationship, get out of this relationship, get out of this relationship. But when it's good, it's so good.
Yeah.
But it's the same cycle repeating itself over and over, and it's shitty, and then it's good, and then it's shitty, and then it's good, and then it's shitty, and then it's good. And when it's bad, it's really bad. But when it's good, it's so good. If you can't fix the bad, is it really worth the good when you could have good and even better? Just a thought. Not my choice, but just a thought.
But if you don't change your ways, you never change your outcome.
To change,
You
gotta change. Yeah, it drives me crazy because maybe sometimes it's lack of self-confidence to approach the person to say, hey, I'm done with this. I'm fed up with this. Either let's fix it. It's worth fixing, or it's not worth fixing, or that's it.
I have another one.
It's either it's like, you mean enough to me
I have another
for
one.
me to try to fix this thing, or it's not worth it. Let's just say bye-bye.
And I guarantee you that all of these things are probably led by a lack of clarity for what you actually want out of your relationship. You're not clear on what for you the perfect relationship is. What does that person look like, feel like? How do they treat you? If you have no clarity, you can never take actions. So basically you make decisions based on your emotions rather than the target. Successful people make decisions based on their goals, not based on their emotions. To stay in a relationship because you're scared, because you're unsure, that just means that you're not clear and you need help.
Unfortunately, people in general are absolutely terrible at knowing where they want to go.
Right? Because they never take the time.
Not you guys.
They never take the time.
This is very much about like self-awareness and intentional direction and clarity on your intentions and on your direction. Because if you don't know what you like, I would say that unfortunately the majority of society is just walking around kind of numb, going through the motions.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we want to bring more people to this group so they can get out of that, and have a direction and have clarity and have intention and have purpose. And purpose is this crazy thing. I don't know my purpose. It doesn't have to be this grandiose. Like Sarit and I have a very grand purpose, a very defined and clear, this is my purpose in life. And people see that and they're like, I don't know what my purpose is. You can just make something up. It could be a short-term purpose. It could be something that just fulfills you, and that's your purpose. But if you don't have purpose, you don't have any intention. And if you have no intention, you can't choose the direction you're going. And if you have no direction you're going, you can't get clear on it. So there's no clarity. And then that causes anxiety, and that causes depression, and that causes, this other host of emotions that maybe don't need to be there for that individual. Pretty much because there is no self-awareness.
Yep. And here's the interesting thing about purpose too, is that so many people get stuck in it because they think that it has to be final. But this is speaking from somebody who's very clear on their purpose. Your purpose keeps on evolving too, even when you have a purpose. So like here's the thing, you guys. Nothing in life is finite. Everything in life is ongoing and evolving and changes. And I think that once you open up your mind to the fact that everything in life is temporary, even this relationship is temporary. Why? Because someday we're both going to leave this planet. Everything in life is temporary. So once you start really grasping the understanding that, everything in life is temporary, you start giving yourself permission to take more actions and make more calculated decisions with regards to how temporary do you want it to be. When you're going through shit, You can go through this shit and leave within a week, or you can stay with it and make it be temporary for 50 years. It's still temporary. Nothing in life is final. There's two things in your life that are guaranteed: taxes and death. So in our opinion, for as long as you're alive, do what you can to live your best life.
Nicole Cozier said something amazing, and I want to read it. We also have to stop confusing things getting better with things being what we need.
Yes.
Because even if something's getting better, is it getting better in the direction that is going to fulfill you? Is it actually getting, like, we hold on to whatever dental floss string we have of hope that, like, the relationship is going to work, when everything has said to us that it's not working. And it's like any time you get an inch closer, you're like, ooh, it's getting better. And the hope like grows, so you stay again. And there's people who are very manipulative in this as well. And intentionally, they come back around. Or keep promising they're going to be better, they're going to change. And then nothing changes. Right? And they keep making that. If you've been made the same promise 13 times...
Don't tolerate it till you get to 13. Please don't. Gosh. That's your own fault at this point. Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. Absolutely, you guys. Action speaks so much louder than words. Mm-hmm. So much louder than words.
Yeah. Or you begin settling. Your standards drop, right? Don't lower your standards. Raise them.
Because when you do, one of two things are going to happen. You're either going to inspire them to move up with you, or you're going to prove to yourself that it's just not meant to be. And that's okay.
It's okay.
You guys, like, in life, give yourself deadlines. If you want to live an epic life where you accomplish a lot emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, give yourself deadlines. One of the most annoying things that I hear is, I need to think about it. What? What is there to think about?
I mean, it depends on the situation. There are some things that need thought if you don't have all of the information. I think you're talking about when somebody has all the information they need to make a decision on something, but then still continues to say, I need to think about it. There is nothing to think about if you have all of the information. Now you're beating around the bush. I don't know how we got into this topic.
Not making a decision is the worst decision that you can ever make. You might as well make the wrong decision and fail fast and turn it around so you have an answer than not make a decision and just elongate the process, whatever it is. Like, if you're in an unhappy relationship, give yourself a deadline. How long are you willing to tolerate whatever is happening? How long is it going to be until you have this tough conversation? Mm-hmm. Oh, I have to think about it. They said that, they're working on themselves. How? What have they done? Within what timeline? If there is no timeline, if there is no sense of urgency, no action will ever be taken. Why? Because human beings, we're so distracted, you guys. Every day in the 21st century, a person is consuming the same amount of information in one day as a person 100 years ago consumed in an entire decade.
Damn.
You guys, our brains are so stimulated. It's insane. Our attention span has gotten like, I think it's half a second before we get distracted. So if you don't set timelines for yourself, for work, why are people more productive at work? Because projects have deadlines. But then when it comes to your relationship, when it comes to, like your self-development, there's no deadlines. You need to treat life with deadlines. If you want to grow in life, in any area of your life, have deadlines for yourself. By the way, it's okay if you don't meet those deadlines. Better to set deadlines and come close but not hit them versus to never set deadlines, because you will always fall short. There's nothing wrong with falling short if you took action. Because then just comes the question of, why didn't I accomplish this? Is it because I didn't spend enough time, enough energy, enough money on X, Y, and Z? You now have more information to work with. So the next deadline that you set can be even better. However, if you don't set deadlines, you're just gonna like literally beat around the bush. Okay, I'm done.
So, I mean, I was getting to thinking about this, and I was like, why is it that relationships get dull? And it's because you stop putting in the same attention to detail as you did when you were trying to impress them in the beginning. And oftentimes take them for granted because you have them every day. And so I want to create just a small little challenge right now that is, do something today to make your significant other feel special without expecting anything in return. Just because it makes you happy. That is your commission. The satisfaction, the gratitude, and the happiness and fulfillment that you get from making your significant other feel fucking special.
I love you.
I love you. And so that's your challenge for today. And if you are single, then we're going to say you're in a relationship with yourself happily. And today, you're going to do something for yourself that makes you feel fucking special.
I love it.
That's a good note to end on, I think.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you guys, as far as espresso goes, that does it for this week. Tomorrow we will be taking off during showtime, and therefore there will be no show. Also, just a reminder that the Raw Transformation Program, the 5th one, is starting on Monday, January 25th. We have a bunch of you guys already in the door, and we're super excited to get this party started. The entire team, we had a team meeting yesterday to get all the ducks in a row, and it's going to be totally amazing. We're going to be opening the gates this weekend so that you guys have the time to prepare and get settled, to make sure that come Monday you're all set. If you haven't heard about the Raw Transformation Program yet, go to improveyousolutions.com/raw, improveyousolutions.com/raw. The chances are is that if you're watching the show, you probably have. If you're on the fence, ask yourself, what am I on the fence about? Is it because you don't trust yourself? Is it because you don't trust us? Or is it because you don't trust the product? Get clear on that and message admin@erinsarit.com, you guys, because registration closes on Saturday. We have this happen every single time where people on Sunday are like, can I sign up? Registration closes on Saturday.
You have
the 23rd.
2 days.
You have 2 days to figure it out. True. unless you...
If you're in New Zealand, it's the 26th.
Yeah.
Living in the future over there.
I love it. Okay, so take action. Other than that, you guys, today there will be a very special live video from our dearly beloved Chief of Happiness Officer, cat lady, Ashley Little. She's probably going to bring her cat to the live. Let's be real.
Her cat's going to bring herself to the live.
Amazing things are happening in this group. And, you know, you guys, just thank you so much for who you are becoming and for your leadership and for your generosity. You know, there have been so many sponsorships this week, none of which we had expected. It's just something that came from you guys. So, you know, whoever has made a donation on behalf of the community, thank you. We do know that some people are in legit struggle, so and who really deserve to be in this. So, you know, that's awesome. Creating an opportunity for somebody because you believe in what this program does. You know, but for the rest of you guys, we love you. We hope that you have a beautiful day. We will catch you on the flip side.
And Boogie just wanted to let you know he wishes he could be here, but not really because he is so sleepy.
He's in a relationship with Blanky.
He's in a relationship with him, Blanky.
Yeah.
He humps it.
All right,
he does
you guys.
the bongo. You know what I mean? Anyways, okay. You guys have yourselves a fantastic rest of your week and weekend, and we will catch you guys on Monday.
Bye.